I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should option the 2025 Volvo XC90 T8 Ultra 6-passenger if you're looking for a PHEV. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and it has to start off with how easy it is to option it. You have 3 different choices or trim levels. You have 3 different power options, and you can still option features in each tier. Starting in the front, Thor LED daytime runnings and LED headlights. The assembly integrates into the in-your-face grille with the vertical lines, which will emphasize a more luxurious front fascia, but don't let that fool you, and the 8 inches of standard clearance. But we have the upgraded air suspension on all 4 corners, and we have some other upgrades to this vehicle that makes it a little bit unique. But the first reason why you want to choose this PHEV over any of the competition is what's housed underneath the hood. It's a 2.0 liter turbocharged with an 18.8 lithium-ion battery that's going to give a total output of 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. You heard me correct. That's getting a 0 to 60 around 5 seconds flat, which is insane for a vehicle that weighs nearly 4,600 pounds with a towing capacity at 5,000 pounds. The list can just go on and on and on why this should be the first reason for you to pick this PHEV. Not only are you getting optimal fuel, because you're getting 58 mpges combined, but you're getting 27 mpgs if you just use the gas, and up to 32 to 34 miles full electric range with a total output of 520 mile range when you fill up the tank and a full charge. And charging the battery, 5 hours. So literally, it's like plugging up your phone at nighttime. Just plug it up, the next day you're ready to go. Upgraded 21-inch wheels to set this apart. It's a 5 double spoke, diamond cut alloy wheel. The chrome is going to surround the window trim and the lower rocker. Before you would receive recharge in the lower sill, they have removed that, which is a con to me. And I would say the big problem that ultimately arises with Volvo is people don't assume that it's performance. They just think that it's safe and luxurious, and it's a classic Scandinavian vehicle. You got it all wrong. This is a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, which is better than a BMW X7 or an X5. You're going to have savings that trickle from anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 with performance that is going to be faster than a base model X7. And you know what? That's not a plug-in hybrid. Now, if you go to Mercedes, same thing. The pricing is going to escalate quite a bit, considering this is nearly fully loaded. So if you add any other little features, you may touch nearly 90 grand, but then go into Lexus and you're going to be around $80,000-$90,000 at just a few features to get an F Sport, and it's going to be slower than this. It's not going to have the smooth ride because this can lower and raise depending on the way you drive to keep it more aerodynamic or to keep it more efficient and comfortable for you. Standard LED taillights, the rear takes the chrome to another notch with a hidden exhaust outlet, and we do have an upgraded digital rear view mirror, which the camera is right here, and that's going to illustrate a bit of a con because they could have tucked the windshield wiper underneath that lower roof spoiler to clean it up a little bit because they are boasting more of a luxury vibe. The sweet spot really could be the B6 because you're getting over or right around 300 horsepower. The pricing is going to be in the high 60s to just a little over $70,000. So when you're thinking premium vehicles, yet again, it's hard to put anything in its class against it. Because if you go into Infinity, the new QX60, they have downgraded to the VC turbocharged 4-cylinder. This is going to have more horsepower, and it's going to be a more smooth drive than Infinity, Acura, and Lexus, predominantly because you have air suspension. And even if you change to the standard suspension, luxury ride, and you're getting performance when you go into the Volvo, which is not traditionally known for performance. Power liftgate going into 12.6 cubic feet of storage, which is just a touch over 5 cubic feet less than the standard XC60. You got a storage nook, little area here you can put some bottles, 12-volt charger, and because we have the air suspension, you can lower and raise it right here to make it a lot more easier. And it goes really quick too, unlike other vehicles that have this air suspension. Bag holders on both sides, LED interior lights, split fold the 3rd row. That's going to increase cargo to 65.5 cubic feet, which is 2 cubic feet more than the full storage capacity of the XC60. Unfortunately, you do have to go into the back seat to fold down these captain seats or the bench configuration. It will fold down flat, maxing cargo to 85.7 cubic feet. Sixteen-way power seat adjustment for the front, heated, ventilated, premium Napa leather seats, memory for the driver and passenger. The XC90 T8, plenty of headroom and legroom for the front. It is going to be a driver-focused setup. I wish they had a pass-through because it would really optimize storage capacity. It's going to be a tailored dash with the upgraded Bauer & Wilkins sound system. The Ultra gets the heads-up display. Auto-dimming rear-view mirror with a digital rear-view mirror. That is also an upgrade with a large pano moonroof, 9-inch vertical infotainment that is Google-based with Apple CarPlay non-wirelessly. Google Maps, Google Assist, Google Play, put it into reverse, and we have a 360-degree reverse camera when you click onto the button here. When you click onto these icons, you can go all around the vehicle, so it does make reversing easy with dual climate control setting in the front, and we'll have dual climate control setting in the back, as well as a heated steering wheel that's leather wrapped, multi-function. The gauge cluster is a 12.3 digital reader that can go through an array of content, as well as adding the navigation. Gets the crystal knob, which is something special and unique. Slide the open pour wood open and you'll have a card holder, change holder. Slide this open with cup holders, an area for the key fob, and here it is for the T8 XC90 with a 12 volt. This is pushed back a little bit. It's more firm, opens up into a USB port, and it's a medium-sized storage pocket. I do like the aluminum mesh from the Bauer & Wilkins upgraded sound system and the open pour wood layout. You actually can feel the grain in it, and it goes into the dashboard. It's going to be soft to touch everywhere else. One touch up and down for the windows with a long storage pocket and a larger beverage holder carved out. With a little storage box for the driver, but a con right off the bat is this is not power telescoping, which when you're at an $80,000 price, I think I need that to be power as well as massage front seats. For the second row, because it's not quite as big as like an X7, headroom and legroom, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. You're gonna have storage behind both of the front seats, dual climate control, heated rear seats, USB ports, cup holders, and a full pass-through, but you don't have anything to rest your arm here. You can recline these seats back, but I don't know how someone would fit back there. You can also adjust these forward, which would make it a little bit undesirable for someone like me, and because it's not that long, it is going to be a little bit more cramped in the second row and the third row, and you also sit up higher here than you do in the first row. Manual sunshades, air vents on the side. The door panel has the same materials that's in the front, and it's soft to touch with a medium-sized storage pocket. For the third row headroom, it's doable. Leg space, it's not bad because there's a pass-through, it makes it easier. You get a storage pocket, cup holder on both sides with a storage bin, air vents, so you can fit two more in the back. To make it a little bit more desirable, I would move these captain seats up a couple notches. The B42 with an 18.8 kilowatt battery pack that gives us a total of 455 horsepower. You heard me right. 523 pound-feet of torque. It just gets better and better. 5 seconds 0 to 60. And the most amazing part, a 50-50 weight distribution with the vehicle that weighs around 4,600 pounds. You got motivation, you got comfort, because we got the air suspension, which I would tick the box for that. The Bauer & Wilkins upgraded sound system, I probably would not tick the box for, but the digital rear view mirror, I would. So most of the upgrades of this, even the 21-inch wheels, I think it looks stylish. And I like that you can get everything in-house, and you can kind of a la carte the way you want your trim, whether you go to the Ultra, the Plus, or the Core. Heads-up display, you're not going to be able to see it very well with polarized glasses. You'll have to move quite a bit, so you will have to change your gear if you have polarized glasses. The ride is smooth. Over 30 miles full electric range, over 520 miles for a full tank of gas using the battery combined. For an everyday, I mean, this is amazing. Acoustic side windows as well as the windscreen, so it is super quiet, and the air suspension doesn't feel boaty either. Usually once you put this on vehicles, it just feels like it's bouncing everywhere to keep it smooth. it's staying relatively smooth without the bounce. We're gonna try some hard brakes. You can stop on a dime, and that's regenerative. So I'm actually increasing maybe a mile. I have 22 miles, it says, for the battery and 90 miles with the gas. Now I know I sound excited. It is not all positive, but check this thing out. Look at this. This is just electric, have you? I'm not driving it with the turbo engine. Seamless. It does feel a little bit wide, and it is starting to get a little bit dated for the dashboard layout, but I do like the configuration that it isn't so in your face with technology, because nowadays everybody's putting screens everywhere. Volvo just keeps it simplified. Unfortunately, I can't show you too much dynamics here because there is some traffic picking up. Taking me back to some pros and cons. The interior is soft, but on the con to it, you do have the option features like the massage seats, soft closed doors. These things should be standard once you start getting into an $80,000 price point. And I understand the air suspension and the upgraded sound system is about $5 grand of an upgrade. So that's why I'm saying maybe steer away from the sound system. But for the ride, I mean, it's going to be a lot more comfortable, but I have reviews without them as well, and they're just as comfortable if you want to save another grandish there. But the wheels definitely make this thing pop. Going into the Ultra trim also gives you a lot more styling amenities because you get the Nappa leather interior, ventilated front seats, quad climate control, heads-up display, but then on the con, we still do not have Android Auto. I thought this was 2025. I mean, what do you think? And some other cons have to be there's no pass-through. It's a lot more harder materials in the center, so when you are going on the long journey, the seats are comfortable, don't get me wrong, but I would like both of my elbows and armrests to be comfortable too. It's a bit of a wide sit, so if you are thinner in your profile, you're going to be doing a stretch to even utilize the armrests on both sides. The steering is going to be very light, so that does help for a long journey, but then if you have something wrong with your tire, you may not know until it shows up on your gauge cluster, which I feel should be fully reconfigurable just like the competitions. And I know it's not a sports car, but check this thing out. Not only do you get up to speed so quick, but you don't even realize how fast you're going when you get to that speed because it's so smooth and quiet, which can be a pro and a con. For me, it's definitely a pro, but on the con side, you're gonna get a speeding ticket if you don't set your cruise control and the adaptive cruise control in the lane keep assist, so that way it takes care of you there, which when you go this route, the vehicle can literally drive for you for miles. You almost get a package similar to Mercedes that is equivalent to about $150,000 before you have to really be engaged with the steering wheel. That's how precise the vehicle is. So when you're thinking safety, luxury, performance, it is all blended in. Technology, it isn't necessarily up to the 21st century, even though we do have Apple CarPlay, it's wired. We do not have a wireless charging pad, which is also a con. And you do have to pay for some upgrades, but then in every class vehicle, you have to do this unless you're going into something as a base trim vehicle. Turn radius for Volvo's largest vehicle they make is 3 lanes, which is not good, but dynamics is good, and this is awesome. It's so funny. I could literally see a parent driving this, getting a speeding ticket because they saw the video, and thinking, man, the darn thing is really fast, and yet people think of it as just a premium luxury vehicle. Volvo goes a step above. I've even had people in the comments say, why do you even refer to it against the Germans? Because you get that much out of this vehicle that it actually goes past vehicles in its class and gives you that extra touch, which I feel like BMW, Mercedes, and Audi is starting to just lack on, because they just keep doing kind of a carryover or increasing in technology. But I don't want screens laid out everywhere. I want something that's dynamically sound with a soft interior, a soft drive, and something that gets great MPGs, this is the third reason why I would pick this PHEV. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Crown Volvo Cars for giving us this 2025 Volvo XC90 T8 for our car review.